What's going on, guys? If you're tuning in, you already know it's time for Sunday Mask with the man with the beard, the man with the hat, the man with the beard and the hat. It's me, your boy Bruticus, and today we got a little story for you. It's going to be the time that I created a actual person to be my roommate. And it sounds weird. I know, I get it. You know, oh, you created a person? What? I mean, I like to think I'm scientific and really cool like that, but definitely not as cool as what you're possibly thinking it ought to be. So anyway, a couple years ago, junior year of college, I worked for the housing and residential life for the university that I went to. Because of that, I got to move in early into my room in the dorms, and I got to do some training, hang out with some good friends, and just kind of, live in my own space for a little bit, right? Before roommates came in and things like that. So, on top of that, I also had another buddy. His name was Cody. Cody roomed in the same room as I did, but we had a triple. So, it's me and Cody, but then we don't have our third, right? So, we didn't know who our third was. We had talked to our RA, our good buddy, and our good buddy Zach, and he essentially said that our third roommate was supposed to be this guy named Andrew. Okay, that's all we knew. We just knew Andrew. We knew his last name, but that's pretty much what it was. It was just Andrew, okay? We tried looking him up on Facebook. We tried, Googling him. We probably called the FBI. I have no idea. Just trying to figure out who Andy was, or Andrew, I should say. We didn't figure it out. Years later, this is kind of little, to kind of go off topic. Years later, Andy's a really good friend of ours. But we didn't know that yet. So anyway, so we go back to the day. So we don't know who Andrew is, okay? And within living in the dorms, each room kind of has their own little about me sheet on the outside of the door. So, you walk up to a room, let's say, the room is 222, right? Let's say that's the room that we lived in. It would, show Cody's about me, his favorite color, his favorite band, his favorite music, his favorite sports, what would he do with $1 million? And it would show, like, my sheet, Marshall, he's awesome, doesn't matter what music he likes because he's awesome. He's so awesome, he's so great, right? You would just see the about me, okay? Now, some people filled these out truthfully, some didn't when everybody moved in. And so everybody got moved in, it was a great time, it was a fun time. And since Cody and I lived in a triple, we had a third empty bed, okay? Andrew had not moved in yet. We didn't know where he was. So, Cody and I, we would, do our jobs, and then we'd, go back in the room, and then we, go do our jobs the next day, go back in the room, and he's still not there, right? I think it's been a couple days since he's moved in, or a couple days since move-in day that he hasn't shown up, and so we really didn't know what was kind of going on. So I, the brilliant genius that I am, devised a persona, if you will. So nobody really knew the name of our roommate other than Cody and me, and then our CA Zach. Nobody else knew, okay? So I come up with Jimmy P Edison. Now, Jimmy Edison, boy, let me tell you, this dude was like the Dos Equis of roommates. The most interesting roommate in the world is Jimmy P Edison. That boy has been to Egypt. He's been to Africa. He's been to Australia. He's been to Ireland, Scotland, Iceland, Norway. He's been to all these cool places. His family is really wealthy because they invented brooms. He has white hair, a giant ring on his nose like this, like wah. And he's the coolest, most down-to-earth guy you've ever met. The fun fact is, nobody's ever met Jimmy P. Edison. Jimmy P. Edison probably exists out there in the world, but he didn't go to the college that Cody and I went to. So on our little sheets, I wrote everything about Jimmy P. Edison that I could make up. His major was underwater basket weaving. Just think about that. His favorite sport? Broomball. What would he do with $1 million? He would buy a lifetime supply of baked beans. Granted, he's already got the money because his parents invented brooms, but nonetheless, he'd buy an entire lifetime supply of baked beans. So we had this gag going for a while. Everybody come in, oh, where's Jimmy? Where's Jimmy? Where's Jimmy? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know where Jimmy is. So nobody really knew who Jimmy was, except the people that made him. But people really bought into this idea that Jimmy P. Edison was going to be our roommate. And so when Andrew comes in, moves all of his stuff in, starts to get acquainted with Zach, the CA, gets acquainted with Cody, gets acquainted with me, right? We're all talking to Andrew. And he's a really awesome, down-to-earth guy. He's one of my best friends. But now so many people who live on the same floor as us are coming in and now introducing themselves to Jimmy. Oh, what's up? You must be Jimmy. Oh my God, Marshall and Cody have told us so much about you. Huh? Yeah, you're Jimmy Edison, right? You're their roommate. No, I don't believe so. Yeah, you gotta be Jimmy Edison. You gotta be. You moved in. You're their roommate. I cannot tell you how many times we had a conversation where it was, Cody and Andrew, or me and Andrew, Zach, me, Andrew, Zach. Like, it didn't matter. Andy, we're now gonna call him Andy because now we're all on good name basis. It's not like that first day basis where it's like, what's your name? Oh, my name is Timothy Farnsworth, but you can call me Tim. Right? Not on that kind of day anymore. It's now, hey, you can call me Andy, right? So it doesn't matter how many times anybody talked to Andy. He'd always be Jimmy. Didn't matter how many times he'd tell him. He's like, no, I'm not Jimmy, I'm Andy. Then the next person would come up, introduce themselves, and be like, what's up, Jimmy? And be like, no, I'm not Jimmy, I'm Andy. And I think it took until about finals week of that first quarter for people to realize Jimmy did not ever exist. Jimmy was a figment of your imagination. Actually, my imagination, which you believed in. So I don't know who's more at fault here. Probably you, because you believed in the fake something. But it's whatever. But yeah, so that is kind of the story of Jimmy P. Edison. Definitely one of my greatest creations ever. Behind, like, I don't know, like a marshmallow gun or something. That's probably what I would invent if I had $1 million. Just now thinking about it. But yeah, honestly, that is probably one of my favorite things. I had gotten somebody real. I had gotten somebody real and gotten people to believe in a fake persona, a fake degree, a fake everything. People believed it, and I was like, this is how dictators are made. I'm just kidding on that last part, guys. Anyway, so that's kind of the story of Jimmy Edison. Big shout out to Andy for being such a good sport about it, for people coming up to him constantly and telling him, hey, what's up, Jimmy? How you doing, Jimmy? He's one of my best friends, no doubt. So big shout out to him. Big shout out to Zach. He's actually one of my roommates. Fun fact. He's really awesome. Big shout out to Cody for helping me put this together. And just thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you laughed. I really hope you smiled. If you liked it, leave a like. You want to comment, tell me something down below. Tell me what I should possibly talk about. If you want to share it with your buddies, go right on ahead. Do whatever you want to do. Anyway, though, this has been another Sunday Mass, and I wish you all the best. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.